It's review time.
What?
Let's see where to begin. There's just so much stuff to talk about with this season. The best season of Stranger Things. In fact, that's a good place to start. Like, for the life of me, I don't know why people say that season 1 was better than season 2. I just don't get it at all. Like, people kept talking about how the beginning of the season was slow and wasn't as fast as the season before it, and the pace wasn't as fast as the season before it. But I don't agree with them at all about the pace and about the troubles that the pace brought to the season, making season 2 not as exciting as season 1. I mean, the beginning of season 2 picked up where season 1 left off. They were showing what the characters were doing after all the events happened. Like how they were coping with it, how they were moving on from the losses, and how they were moving on from people changing, and this, that, and the third. Like, what did you guys expect? You guys expected them to jump into the action right then and there in episode 1? Episode 1, oh, okay. You see him on the table. All of a sudden, the big monster comes out. The shadow monster comes out. Oh, we got trouble, conflict, resolution coming in the 5th episode. Since the 1st episode has everything already happening in it, by the 5th episode, everything should be happening with the resolution and how to solve the problem. Is that what you guys were expecting? I don't get it. Like, for example, they showed Mike grieving for 11. They showed Will being treated different by everybody else in the town, by all the kids in the town. And they showed Hopper trying to move on and just do his job. Normal thing to do, or a normal thing to show, as people do care for these characters because they've grown to love this series, so therefore they love the characters. And this show does a great job of making things personal and learning about the characters instead of just being empty. So, yeah, of course, people would like to see that. People like me anyway, because there's people out there that really didn't like it and really weren't thankful for it. Speaking of Hopper, I can't believe he was holding 11 this whole time. I couldn't believe that. I was so shocked when she came in the scene and sat at the dinner table and ate with him. I'm thinking 11 went to the Upside Down and would return from the Upside Down and go straight to Mike and the gang. That's what I thought was going to happen. But that twist was interesting, and I digged it. I liked it. And instead of 11 going back to Mike and the gang, she decided to go with another gang towards the end, which I thought was a okay change up on things. You know, bring something new to the table, something different. It was okay. A lot of people didn't like it and thought it was unnecessary. I wouldn't say it wasn't necessary. I thought it was a good change of pace and a good thing to throw in there. Now, will I say the gang was 100% necessary? No, the gang was not. But it was important because it was a necessary setup for things that happened later on and for a big discovery. Because prior to 11 joining the gang, it tied to how 11 found out what was happening with her mother. Why her mother was in the catatonic state that she was. How she got into the catatonic state. Because I was trying to figure that out in season 1, and the words that she was saying didn't make any sense at all. But now we make sense of the random words that she spits out on a frequent basis, like continuously. We understand what they mean. They are relevant. They are things that are important. So I was happy for the gang for that reason in particular. Now, was I surprised that the bad men, as 11 likes to call them, the people from the institution, had something to do with 11's mother's problems? No, not really. Not really. I didn't want to, make that assumption in season 1. Something else might have happened. Maybe when 11 was being born, something about 11's powers messed up her mom's body. Therefore, that's why she was in that kind of catatonic state. That was one possibility. I didn't know for sure if it was the bad men that did that to her mom, but now we know that it was. And they did it in a messed up way, all to cover their tracks. Because basically 11 was taken when she was born. As soon as she was born, she was taken. And the mom was trying to get her back and stuff like that. She broke into the institution, found a room where 11 was being held. They found her before she can get 11. They've tied her down, put like 1,000 amps of electricity, or however the measurements of electricity are, each side of her head, and, just basically messed her up. It was kind of cringy to see, to be honest, but I'm glad we figured that out. And I'm glad at the end, I think at the end of the season, the sacrifice of her try to find her daughter, showing her daughter where to go to find the other girl who was number 8, who also had powers, who was also being held in the institution. I think that sacrifice ultimately reinforced who 11 was, because when she joined the gang was going after the people that messed up 11's mom, the bad men. But she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to kill the guy that made her mom in a catatonic state. She saw a picture of the guy's daughters and family, and she said, "No, I am not a bad guy." Well, she didn't say that, but she basically said, "I'm not a bad guy." She walked away. She even stopped number 8 from using her powers to kill him. Well, it wasn't her powers. She used a gun, but she stopped 8 from killing the guy. That messed up thing that happened to 11's mom, which led to 11 finding the other girl, which led to them almost about to kill the people that messed up 11's mom in the first place, basically showed 11 that she wasn't bad. Because, with her powers and with her, background, what she went through, she could easily turn into a villain. But that just reinforced that she's a good person. So I think that was a necessary sacrifice and a necessary way to show us and to show herself that she's a good person. 11's presence in this season definitely was amped up from the previous season. I mean, it's just wonderful to see that she has now control over her powers and is not as afraid as she was in season 1. In episode 8, where she saved Mike and Joyce and all the people in the house from the demi-dog that was trying to come out, that was dope. Like, when the demi-dog flew inside the house, outside the window, I knew it had to be 11. And she walked in and was like, "So, this is what you guys got going on? Let me help. Let me help." Which, of course, she didn't say that, but it's just the look on her face. She was like, "I'm ready to mess stuff up. I'm ready to save the day." It's nice to see characters develop, especially when they were so drastically different and they drastically went through situations that made them tougher and was shaped into a killing machine like she is now. And I also think that when this series continues to season 8, 9, and 10, which I believe it will when she's all grown up, she's going to be one of the most powerful mutants, or whatever you want to call her, in the world. Yeah, I would say mutant because she was born with the power, I think. Yeah, she was born with the power, so yeah, one of the most powerful mutants ever. Why did they have to kill Sam from Lord of the Rings? He was the nicest guy in the world and they killed him off. Why? I'm just playing. But I did like Bob, played by Sean Astin, in this season. Now, Bob is Joyce Byers' boyfriend, and he did play a tremendous role in the plot. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have been able to save Hopper from being killed in the Upside Down. And you already know I gotta talk about Billy, aka Mad Max's older brother, aka the Red Ranger himself. Going past that, Dacre Montgomery, which is his name, did a really good job, and I was really surprised. That man played a great distraught bully that gets bullied by his father and takes it out on other people. So yeah, the new pieces that they added to this series I liked, and I think those pieces are the reason why season 2 is above season 1, and I really can't wait for season 3. Thank you guys for watching my spoiler review of Stranger Things season 2. The link for the trailer will be in the description down below, and if you're new and like what you've seen, please make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications on my latest videos. And guys, make sure you follow me on the app called Stardust. My name is KingsHeir, and that will be also in the link in the description down below. All of you watching, make sure you keep moving forward.